It's Sunday morning. We got the new shoes for the Mustang. Now, before you jump on me, I'm not even cleaning the rims. The new tires have been mounted because I got to move this car around and I got to do a shakedown.
No, you got a shakedown business, which I'm not going to go for.
Okay, well, that's
what would you call it?
Drive it for a little bit up and down the block. Couldn't do it with the other tires because remember, they went kind of flat on one end from sitting so long, and they dry rotted. They were very dangerous. Couldn't even drive them to the tire shop. So called up a friend of mine. He owns a tire shop. He says he's got some good tires. He can get them in one day. And you'll find these tires on the internet. They're like $108 or whatever. These are ZR rated tires by Accelera. All right, these are big tires, 275/40 by ZR 18s. All right, these are those replica FR 500 rims. All right, so I had them mounted. Now they are balanced. I've got new black lug nuts. I'm not even going to put them on because I'm going to be painting these rims. And somebody will go, why did you mount the tires without doing? I know how to do this. Later on, when I paint these rims, I'll just deflate them and I'll be able to tape them off and paint them really nice. Kind of like I did the old Vic that's hiding in there. I got to pull that out today. That's another reason I had to get the tires on here. These tires cost me out the door, mounted, balanced, I think it was $540, all right? So yeah, I could have went on the internet and ordered them, got them in, then transport the tires down there, and then he'd have to mount and balance them. And you know, I would have probably saved maybe $10 a tire. So, you know, I'm a tightwad, so $10 a tire would have been good save. But you know what? Time is money. So I got to get this thing up. I got to get this thing moved out. And so let me mount these up, and we'll come back and see. Also, you can see how long the car is sitting. Look, you see how the rust built up here? The rotors aren't bad, but still. The next thing after the shakedown, I will change up to some better pads and some new rotors all the way around. All right, so, but right now, we're jumping on this to get this car movable because last weekend we got the car to start, solved it with the fuel pump problem, all that stuff, so now she's running. We're gonna change the oil too also today, and I'll put the price. So let me get to it and you follow along. Well, tires are on it. I'll show it to you after I lower it down. But I'm warming up the engine right now because I'm going to change the oil because I want to do a shakedown on the road like I told you. So let it warm up for a few seconds here. Let it get up to temperature, and then I'll let it cool down a little bit before I change the oil. And you can hear what it sounds like. Got a little oomph to it, nice tone to it. And once I drop it down, we'll see how those tires fit. Okay, right now the suspension's just pulling down on it from hanging, so I'll lower it down. We'll change the oil. I'll show you what I'm putting in the car. All right, this is what we're putting in there. We went to Wally World, Walmart. We got a Fram Extra Guard. And this oil is, well, you see it right there. It's SAE 5W20, which is what the motor calls for, right? Now, some of you are going to say, well, why are you putting that oil on? For one reason is I'm going to run this, shake it up a little bit, the car up a little bit, then I'll change it out in about a month, all right? Because the original oil's been sitting here, I know, at least 5 years. And the oil still looked good with the dipstick pulled, but hey, oil does go bad after time. Now, some of you are going to say, why are you putting SuperTech? I only want Mobil 1 or only want this. Did you just do your own research? I'll tell you, a lot of the Walmart SuperTechs are either Pennzoil or this is Mobil 1 oil also, all right? And the reason why they can sell it cheaper than buying the other ones is because Walmart buys in gigantic bulk. All right, so they buy more than any auto parts store buys or the Walmart. So we're gonna do this, put this in, change it out, and turn it back on. I'll show you what the oil looked like on a piece of paper so you could see. All right, I told you I would show you the oil. You can see on the dipstick how clean it is. Well, I don't know if you can or not, but the oil's very clean. It's synthetic in here. So now it's draining out. We'll change the filter, put it in, start her back up, jack her down, and go from there. Some of you that don't know, on a 4.6 engine, the oil filter's in the front. And you know what? From what I'm looking at here, it's got a Motorcraft filter on it. So I have a funny feeling the Ford dealership, from when I found this car, was actually about half a mile away. I had a funny feeling that that's where that she went in there and had its oil changed all the time. All right, so I will be putting a Motorcraft back on here later, but I'll give you the price of what I paid for all this so I can run it, check it, change the oil later on after the car's painted, and we'll go from there. All right, so now I'm going to go underneath, pull that oil filter off, put it all back together, put the oil in it. Just like I told you, here's the original one. It was a Motorcraft. So now we're going to put the frame in there. Listen, this job's so easy. A 16-year-old could do it. Actually, back in the day, I could have done it when I was 10 or 8. Anyway, you got to put a little oil around this rim here on the seal. Then we'll spin it back in. Drain plug's back in already. And we'll start putting the oil in. It says it requires 6 quarts with filter. So we'll put the 5 in, we'll check. Well, we've actually put probably 5.5 and check it. These filters, they look about the same size, so should use the 6 quarts. Hey, someone unfamiliar with the Mustangs or a 4.6 engine, like I told you, the oil filter's in the front, the drain plug's in the back of the pan. Only tools you need is a 16mm socket and an oil filter wrench. All right, there's several different kinds of oil filter wrenches. This is the one I like. I use it on my big truck, everything. And it took 5.5 quarts. After it cycles through, I'll check it again after it cools down. If it needs more, I'll add to it. Specs call for about 6. So that's why I use a little over 5.5 so far. All right, so I'm going to close up the hood, start her up, and we'll take it for a little test drive. Well, the shakedown's going well. It shifts through all its gears. I haven't done a dead stop. Let's see how she does from a dead stop. Yep, she's got balls. Very happy with her. I checked the smoke. These tires grip really, really well. The exhaust sounds really good. And let's try one more from a dead stop. See how she does. 1, 2, 3. Yep, she's solid. See the tire fitment. How does she fit? Right in. They're actually right, maybe about, and actually from the top of the crown, they're level. It's hard to tell by the camera, but maybe even just I would say maybe even 1/8 of an inch over. But they've tucked in just right. Oh, those rims look horrible till they're painted. Fronts, there's no scraping at all on the front. And I did some turns with her and checked. Let's just line up the wheel so we can see. Hold on. Well, here's the front. Let's look down there. Maybe just this outer part right here, about 1/8 of an inch. Let's go down the side. Well, that fitment's pretty damn nice. I was worried about it, but actually it's not. Nothing scrapes. Sits good. I'd like to lower the back maybe by 1 inch. That's later, after I do the brakes. Well, I'll put what we got in her now. We got an oil change in it now in this episode, oil filter, and a set of tires. And still doing good. Hold on a minute. Let's look from the back how it looks, how the rear end looks. Yeah, let's get down and look down and dirty. This side, and she looks like she got a big ass.
Look, she bending over. Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker.
That's good. So, our next project on her will probably be, I'm going to test next week. We'll try, or the week after, these decals. I'm going to figure out a way to get them off without having to grind. Now, it's going to be repainted, but I don't want to strip it with any chemical stripper. I may have to, because some of these are really far gone. I'm going to try the heat gun on it, see how it works. And we'll just go from there. God bless you. Thanks for watching. And the news said this morning there's another hurricane going to Florida. God, these people don't need any more of that, you know. And if these videos I make of fixing stuff just distracts you in the evening or whatever, that's my way of giving back too, okay? Anyway, like I said, God bless you. See you on the next one.